Hi, I am Shadow Witch, and welcome to my circle. Happy winter solstice, and it's Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays for whatever you celebrate. Today we are talking about what is a witch. Who is a witch? I've been seeing a lot of videos on various social media sites like TikTok. I've actually seen a lot of debates, arguments, comments going back and forth in regards to some very popular social media influencers on witchy sites, or some people are saying, oh, that person's not a witch, that person is a witch. That's just, after over 40 years of being a practicing witch and teaching for over 20 years, it's very surprising to me. Many of these people making these judgmental calls are very young themselves. So I thought I would use this new channel, and thank you for being here. It's all about education and to share my over 40 years of experience, training, and knowledge with you. And the one thing about, who is a witch? Well, you can't tell by just looking at someone. What you won't see is this. Okay, maybe some of us want to pull in that ancient kind of witchy vibe at Halloween time, and that's cool. You're not going to see this walking down the street. Many of us, some people kind of have that goth thing going on, wearing a lot of black. Some people wear a lot of different jewelry, but there's no absolute one thing that's going to tell you this person is a witch or not. You can't really tell by looking at them. What I have found out is that people who have a magical energy about them, they could be wearing a Johnny in the hospital. I was one time getting ready before an operation, and a nurse that came in was taking care of me, getting me ready with the IV and everything, and she just, without even knowing me, no jewelry, nothing, made a comment about, I was like new age or hippie or something like that, and it's just like, what? How could you know that? But people have told me there is like a vibe you send out, and I've known that from people I've met. Many of us that have whatever it is we have innately within us. It's not how we dress, it's not the jewelry we wear, it's who we are. So for somebody to actually go out and say that person isn't a witch, that's insulting, it's ignorant, it's childish, it could be very hurtful. You don't know what's inside somebody's heart and soul, and you can't just many times look at a person and know if they are a witch or not. You can't tell by looking any more than you can tell what a person's religion is, or their political affiliation, or what they like to eat when they go out to dinner. So, what does a witch look like? Male, female, white, black, Latino, Latina, Asian, Jewish, straight, gay, bi, trans, meat eater, vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, I said vegetarian already. They love bread. And no, we don't all listen to new age music. We don't all go to sweat lodges and take hallucinogenics and call ourselves shamans. And we don't, all live in Salem. Not at all. Anyone can be a witch. And Anyone can be a witch, and it is only up to them whether they call themselves a witch or not. No one gets to decide who you are. Nobody gets to decide what you like on your plate when you go out to dinner. You go out with a bunch of people, you order what you enjoy eating. If you really are that type of person that wants to control what everybody at your table is eating, it's not everybody else that has the problem. And I'll just put it that way. If someone calls themselves a witch, then they are. And if you get it, great. And if you don't, leave it at that. I went to a holiday party recently, and it's just so funny because we are perceived in so many different ways in our society. From being hated at one time to being burned and hunted and hung, tortured, humiliated, denigrated, to today where we are a cartoonish, a caricature. We're not even considered real by many people. The party I went to recently with some family members and friends, a relative mentioned that she told a friend about my shop, and you should go there. It's got great things, good, gifts for people. And, Shadow Witch, she's a relative, she's a cousin. And the person, I guess, responded like, aghast, like, you can't be serious. No. And she's like, yeah, why? I mean, she's a nice person. And, she actually went a little further to like, yeah, you should stop there. It's a great place. You should check it out. It's a really cute store. And the person was just like, how could you possibly suggest going to such a place, as if it was like going to Mars? And you know what? I understood her confusion and, kind of like surprised that somebody would respond that way. I'm not surprised at all. I don't get hurt by that anymore. I just kind of pass it off as ignorance, maybe fear. I think probably more fear. So that's okay. Because the place I find myself in, I've been here for about 20 years, and the world that I find myself in is very inclusive and accepting and loving and diverse, and so many beautiful people from so many walks of life find us here. And that's why when I see this nastiness on the witchy sites, smashing each other, bashing each other, you're not, this type of witch, you're not that, you're not magical enough, you don't know what you're talking about, you must do it this way, you can't do it that way. And it's like, I've been doing this well over 40 years. I've been teaching well over 20 years, and I've spoken with some elders that have been doing this far longer than me, and we all agree it's time that some knowledge, some experience, and some training comes to the internet world, because there's just far too much nonsense. And we've been bashed for so many centuries by those who don't understand us. To do it to ourselves is doing a disservice to ourselves. We are better than that. We are better angels, and we can be. We don't need to take swipes at each other. We can learn to just, if you don't like what's on somebody else's plate, order something else. Practice in your way. And if somebody's practicing in another way, it doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. I will be teaching all kinds of things on the site. They're going to be the way I practice, the way I have been studying the science and the physics of witchcraft for decades. And if you want to do it the way I'm showing you, that's great. If you want to mix it up a little bit, that's good too. What you will find out is if you actually manifest what you are hoping to manifest, all right then. If it doesn't quite manifest the way you want to, then you can mix it up a little bit and keep working toward your final goal. My next video is going to be about anatomy of a spell, showing you the building blocks of how to put a spell together, and then we'll continue on with that. All my videos will be 5 to 10 minutes, so they're short and sweet, and you can keep visiting them back again. And what I focus on is the physics, the science. And once you get it down, you can repeat it again and again and again for the same type of manifestation. So, thank you very much for visiting my circle. Happy solstice. I'm Shadow Witch, and I hope to see you again soon. Please do what everybody else is supposed to do, I guess, and share and like and subscribe and tell everybody else about my circle. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much. Take care.